Have you ever stumbled upon a secret so intriguing that it could change the way we view history? Well, strap in, because today we're diving deep into the mysterious Gospel of Judas, a video that has stirred controversy and fascination in equal measure. The mysterious discovery. A scene straight out of a thriller, a weathered, ancient manuscript tucked away in the sands near Beni Mazar, Egypt. This isn't just any old paper, it's the Gospel of Judas, lost to the world for nearly 1,700 years. Rediscovered in the 1970s and made public in 2006 by the National Geographic Society, this manuscript sent shockwaves through the world of biblical scholarship and captured the public's imagination like a blockbuster film. The Gospel of Judas offers a glimpse into a different facet of Christian history, rooted in the Gnostic traditions that flourished during the 3rd century. The rediscovery of such a pivotal text invites us to reflect on the nature of belief and the complex history of early Christian thought. Radiocarbon dating has pinned down its creation to around the late 3rd century, a time when Gnostic Christianity was reaching the peak of its influence. The journey of this manuscript is as dramatic as its contents. From its ancient creation to a high-stakes auction and then to a conservation lab in Switzerland, the Gospel of Judas's path to the modern day is fraught with intrigue and the ever-present threat of decay. It's a tale reminiscent of an Indiana Jones adventure, filled with historical puzzles and the race against time to preserve knowledge that was nearly lost forever. This remarkable find not only challenges our understanding of Christian history, but also underscores the diversity of thought in early Christian communities. The Gospel of Judas stands as a testament to the theological diversity that existed, offering a starkly different perspective on figures like Judas Iscariot and the nature of Jesus' teachings compared to the canonical Gospels of the New Testament. Judas. In the well-known narrative of the canonical Gospels, Judas Iscariot is often depicted as the archetype of betrayal, the one who hands over Jesus to the authorities for 30 pieces of silver. This act has positioned him historically as one of the most infamous figures in Christian theology. However, the Gospel of Judas presents a starkly different portrayal, casting him not as a betrayer, but as the most enlightened of Christ's followers, privy to deep spiritual mysteries withheld from the other disciples. This alternative gospel suggests that Judas's act of betrayal was not driven by greed or malice, but was a directive from Jesus himself, part of a divine strategy unknown to the other disciples. According to this text, Jesus chose Judas to perform this role to fulfill a specific spiritual purpose, elevating his act from treachery to obedience. This interpretation challenges traditional views and invites readers to see Judas's action as a sacrificial service to the fulfillment of the divine plan. The Gospel of Judas thus offers a complex theological riddle. It reframes Judas's role from that of a villain to a necessary agent of God's will. This perspective is aligned with Gnostic teachings, which often emphasize the esoteric knowledge and misunderstood roles of biblical figures. By portraying Judas in this light, the Gospel not only challenges the conventional moral categorizations of good and evil, but also compels us to rethink the dynamics of fate and free will in biblical stories. This reevaluation of Judas's character forces us to confront broader questions about the nature of betrayal and loyalty. Gnostic twists. The Gospel of Judas immerses us in a universe markedly different from that of mainstream Christianity, woven with the intricate threads of Gnostic mysticism. This text reveals a cosmos filled with divine beings and multiple celestial layers, echoing the Gnostic view of a complex spiritual reality. In this alternative spiritual framework, the supreme God is an unseen, transcendent spirit, distinct and detached from the flawed material world created and ruled by a lesser deity known as Yaldabaoth. Yaldabaoth, depicted in Gnostic texts as a demiurge or a false god, is portrayed as a creator who is unaware of the higher spiritual truths that transcend his domain. This radical theological concept strikes at the core of established Christian cosmology, suggesting a dualistic universe where the physical and spiritual realms are profoundly separate. In the Gnostic worldview, as detailed in the Gospel of Judas, Salvation is not obtained through faith alone or through the intermediation of the church, but through the acquisition of gnosis, secret knowledge. This knowledge is accessible only to a select few who can see beyond the physical illusions fabricated by Yaldabaoth, freeing themselves from his deceptive rule. The Gospel of Judas positions itself as a key to this hidden knowledge, offering a path to enlightenment that contrasts sharply with the salvation doctrines of Orthodox Christianity. These Gnostic themes challenge believers to rethink not only the nature of God and the universe, but also the role of human beings within it. They propose a spiritual elitism, controversy, and criticism. The release of the Gospel of Judas ignited a fiery debate within the academic and theological communities, reflecting a spectrum of reactions that ranged from enthusiastic endorsement to vehement condemnation. The discovery brought scholars from around the globe to scrutinize its Coptic text, debating the Gospel's implications for our understanding of the diversity within early Christianity. Some scholars celebrated it as a groundbreaking insight into alternative Christian doctrines, suggesting that it presents a necessary expansion of our knowledge about the religious landscape of the 3rd century. However, not all responses were welcoming. Many critics attacked the Gospel, labeling it as heretical and disruptive to the foundational doctrines of mainstream Christianity. They argue that its portrayal of Judas and its divergent theological views do not align with the canonical texts or historical understandings of Jesus and Judas's roles. Instead, they suggest that the Gospel of Judas reflects the particular beliefs of a Gnostic sect, rather than offering any true insight into historical events. This intense polarization underscores the Gospel of Judas not merely as an ancient text, but as a contemporary mirror reflecting modern biases and assumptions about religious authority and scriptural legitimacy. The controversy reveals how ancient texts can challenge contemporary values and provoke re-evaluation of long-held beliefs. Why was it removed? The exclusion of the Gospel of Judas from the biblical canon reflects the intense ideological battles that characterized early Christianity. During the 2nd century, as the Christian Church worked to establish a unified doctrine and a cohesive structure, texts like the Gospel of Judas presented significant theological and ideological challenges. Irenaeus, a bishop of Lyons, was a key figure in the efforts to define orthodoxy and combat what he viewed as heretical teachings. He denounced the Gospel of Judas as heretical in his work Against Heresies. His criticisms were not just theological, but also part of a broader effort to maintain control over the narrative of Christianity. Irenaeus's condemnation of the Gospel of Judas was rooted in his belief that it misrepresented Jesus' teachings and offered a version of events that conflicted with the emerging Orthodox view. This period was marked by a fluidity in what was considered orthodox, with various groups competing to establish their views as the authoritative version of Christianity. The Gospel of Judas, with its Gnostic elements that diverged significantly from the emerging orthodoxy, threatened the hierarchical structure of the Church. By labeling it as heretical, Irenaeus sought to protect the faithful from what he considered deceptive teachings that could lead believers astray. The suppression of the Gospel of Judas was thus part of a larger movement to standardize Christian beliefs and practices. Texts that did not align with the accepted views of Jesus' life and teachings were systematically excluded from the canon, ensuring that they did not influence the faithful. And before you go, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more mind-bending explorations, and share this video to keep the knowledge flowing. Who knows what other secrets are waiting to be uncovered?